What's up, everybody? Peace and you guys. Welcome back to the Th13, and we were in a war. Well, it's still currently going on, but I did the attacks, and I just want to do like a little bit of a tight recap of what I did for these two attacks. Mainly I had to clean up them both. I did clean one base, and it still got hit by another clanmate, which is okay. But I still had to end up cleaning it up. So we can just show you here what did happen for the attack. So I ended up cleaning up both attacks. I cleaned up a 13 that I claimed, and then I cleaned up a 14 for both of them being a triple. So for the first one that we did, ended up hitting Will Shori, John I'm butchering this name. But he is a Town Hall 12 and he decided to hit the 13, which is the best that I hit. What he used here was 5 ICG, and I would use 5 ICG on this base as well. He just didn't get the funnel side that he wanted. He ended up using a log launcher for this one, so he did everything correctly. He just didn't get the troops in the middle of the base. As you guys can see, 5 ICG can work on this base. It can work on this base. You have to be very patient, and you have to use your spells very, very well, and you need to get the funnel in. Definitely is, yes, there are 4 rumbles. I'm not trying to butcher his attack, but I'm just showing you that he didn't get everything to the middle that he would have wanted. And there are, like I said, there are 4 rumbles. You could always want to see air, but I still believe that you can still get 5 VCGF done on this base. So you can see what he does. He has here. He has a pack. He has a big dragon, 8 witches, bowlers, and 5 ice columns as the 5 ICG. He drops in the pack of the side funnel. What I wanted him to probably done is have 2 baby dragons and a couple balloons, so they have to waste the packer for the funneling, because the packer is a hard hitting troop. So that's one thing as well. He drops the witches down behind as well, and the king, queen, as well as his crown warden. He does everything correctly. He drops the borders in, down behind. There is that multi though. Starting on the multi probably would have been the bad thing too. He maybe could have started from the bottom, because it seems like they had like 0 CC troops. So everything is going well, but he popped the ground warden's ability probably a little too early. You can see now the king is targeted by this single on the back end, and he doesn't get the multi that he would have wanted. And in this point, he just probably rushed his bats, because he didn't get a value out as he would have wanted, because he's missing both multis. He didn't get any of the multis, and then he had to rush his bat. So, and that's just the sad thing about that. So you can see both multis are up. He only has one more freeze, and the bats didn't get anything at all, and he does have like the ice on side of the BCC, so or the defensive clan castle. So it was tough to use the 5 ICG on this one. He didn't get the funnel in as he would have wanted, and it didn't work out as well. But it was a good try on his part. But you can see what I did end up using. I ended up using the Blizzard Lalo, because it would have been probably more safer to use. You can see what I did here. So I decided to start for the top with the queen, and I decided I want to get as much variance in the base, because you can see the base is very compact. So that's why the Blizzard would have probably been the best choice for this one instead of the 5 ICG. But the 5 ICG could have worked on it if you got the funnel. So you can see we got the supers in the sandy base, and just crashed it to the Eagle Out already, to the Town Hall, to a majority of the Bulls already. We got one more of the Bulls, and then we worked on getting the single. Getting multi was my first priority, and we got all the way to the second ground ball, as well as taking out the scatter. So you can see 27% of the base is already gone. We even got the queen. So that was the value there already. That's what Blizzard Lalo is probably one of the most complex armies, but is very complex, especially with the Lalo, because a lot of players may not be able to use Lalo as well. Me to be as well. I'm not the best at Lalo, but I still try my best at it. But Blizzard Lalo is very complex. It's very versatile, especially from using on lower town halls to higher town halls. That's where it's used a lot for sometimes even hitting higher town halls. So you see me hit a lot of town hall 15s in Legends League as a town hall 13 using Blizzard Lalo and tripling. So it can be used against them. So you can see we're taking out the ice home. The ice home does take like a long time to take out. I decided with the amount of value we got already, I could have ran my heroes anywhere, to be honest. I could have ran them for the other scatter, but I didn't want to run them through both bowls. So I decided that I would run my Lalo through the scatter and the ground bowls because I don't have to worry about the ground bowls at all. So that's two defenses that I don't have to worry about. The only one I have to worry about is going to be the scatter. So I can freeze through the scatter. I missed my freeze. I missed my freeze. So that was a problem there. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had a little bit of a dropout there, but we just started back here. So I ended up missing my first freeze on the scatter. I wanted to freeze too much. But it was better to me to go through the scatter shot instead of going through the ground balls. To be honest, I didn't want to send my heroes there. So we finally got the tornado trap. I decided to freeze the multi again. Set the ground ability, which I just used there with the headhunters. Best thing to do, especially if you're going into a hero, always have the ground warden. If they do tend to get spring trap, but having the ground warden's ability just to save them. Like you can see, it's basically easy cleanup. The heroes king and queen is still alive. RC still going through for ability, and it's easy cleanup. So you can see the Lalo works really well. Anything could have worked on this. Even Blizzard Dragon Raiders could have worked on this. Anything could have worked on this base, but I tend to always go with Lalo. It's always good practice with the Lalo as well. So that was the first attack, and we're gonna go into the second attack here. I believe I end up hitting number 5, and Warma ended up hitting number 5. He didn't have a good trap this base, so he ended up using the hybrid on this one. I've seen hybrid done on this base as well, but you need to get like a ton of queen value. For this base, you need to have a decent amount of value. So what he did here, he decided to go on the RC side. He used the poison, which I didn't think he needed to use the poison. At this point, you probably need to be running headhunters. I've seen a lot of clanmates not use headhunters, especially if I'm using hybrid. I'm always bringing headhunters. So that was a little thing he used there. So for this one, he's working in. He used the queen's ability because he did have to use both rages pretty quickly. So now the queen is done because she's gonna have to go into the ground warden, and the ground warden does so much damage towards the queen. He did pull the CC here, no, but it's probably a little bit too late. Because the queen is now done, and you can see the ice hound is gonna go over to the king. It may not seem like it's gonna do a lot of damage, but it's just gonna slow it up. He did freeze the ice hound here, so the wizards can get the Ice Hound down, but he doesn't have a poison. So he has to freeze again. He doesn't have a poison, so it's going to be done from there. And the hybrid is going to just be able to pick off a couple more buildings, but he's not going to be getting to melee Town Hall because it's going to be it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough not having the queen still out. The queen is not be able to set more of a funnel, so the hybrid is going to be scattered around, and he double healed there. So he's at this point, it seems that he's going to be struggling right now because he's bringing more heals than rages. I always tend to have an extra rage in my CC just in case, instead of having more heals. Because if it can keep my queen alive, the hybrid is gonna be like a cleanup type thing, as well. So having the extra heal may not be a bad thing, but he's going into singles. He isn't really going into multis. So having actual rage to keep the queen alive through point fences would have been a little better. But good try to Warman. It was a tough thing and not having his queen still being alive because he only had one rage. So at this point, I would have two heals. I would have two rages, two freezes, and a poison, and the actual rage in my CC. So that's how I tend to run hybrid at Town Hall 13. So for this one now, we're gonna go back in and see what I did, and I ended up using Lalo again to clean up this base. And the reason being is I would be able to get Town Hall, which is 100% what I always go for, especially on these bases. And the scatter got a single, and I even got the CC pulled, and then we're gonna go from there. So you can see we set up my blizzard. I basically set up my blizzard for my hero popping. So what I did here, as you guys always see, I always tend to drop balloons behind so I can pick off a defense that's actually targeting my hound. And we drop our blizzard directly into the center of this base. I raged up and we got the town hall down. We got both sweepers down. That's the whole reason why I wanted to get town hall out. Getting both sweepers being targeted right on top of the town hall wasn't a good move for the base builder. so I was able to take out both supers, and my Lalo can come from any side of the base. I decided to keep the supers going. We took the Ice Hound out completely, so I don't have to worry. My heroes don't have to worry about that at all. Got the ground running out, and that was perfect value for me. King and Queen down on the same side where I dropped my Blizzard because I'm working them up, so they're basically going to be cleaning up and getting their target there as well, which is the Eagle and the RC, as well as the Scatter. So King and Queen going around. I decided don't have to worry about the wall breakers at this point because the base is a little opened. So I let the King and Queen work their way through. So they took out the air defense. I drop a wall break in just because if the Queen decided she want to go outside, she can go on this side instead of going inside because she tends to not do that. Drop another wall break just in case because like I don't need them. I don't need wall breakers at all. So I decided to freeze that scatter just to get just to keep me scatter from targeting my king for so much, so you can retarget. Ice Golem pops on top of the Spring Trap, which is actually perfect because it freezes that scatter again, so I don't have to worry about that at all. King Queen are working there. King is now dead, which is King did his job, and now I can start my Lalo in front of my heroes. I decided to start my Lalo in front of my Queen and RC, so that saves their health a little bit longer, so that I can actually keep them for cleanup in a sense, and still have them to do a little bit of damage in the middle. So I dropped some headhunters here, and I popped the ground ability a little hit. I was a little late on the ground ability, not gonna lie. I was a little late on that, but one of the RC was still in there to be able to take out the Queen there as well. I don't have to worry about the King at all. The King is a good air defense because he tends to save cleanup by part of the RC's ability. With the Tornado is by the Queen, so that was a good thing for me. I don't have to worry about the Tornado being by the Town Hall at all. So then the rest of the balloons are going to come around. The King is still alive. I still have the Queen's ability. Still have some cleanup, and this base is done. 13v14 triple with Blizzard Lalo. It can work. You've seen it a ton. I'm just going to show you guys where it can go wrong and where it can happen pretty right. But this one went really well. We got the Town Hall. We got both sweepers, which is a good thing. You've got a scatter. We got the Town Hall, the Clan Castle troops dealt with, which is always 100% what you want. But like I said, I just want to show off these attacks, what can go right for attackers using different armies on different bases. I'm not trying to butcher my clanmates that did the attacks on those bases, but I just want to show you that attacks can go wrong. Attacks can go wrong. With the 5 YCG, he picked the 5 YCG correctly for that base. Yes, everything was compacted, but he just didn't get the 2 multis that he would have wanted. But you can see now the Blizzard Lalo that did work on that base because it was compacted. So 2 attacks can happen on the same base, and sometimes both of them can work really well, and sometimes they can't work really well. So I'm just trying to show you guys what can happen as well on these bases. But it's 25-18 right now. I still haven't been attacked as well, and we can pretty win this war. We just have the 15s now that have to do their thing. We may have to have a couple things to get a 2-star, but other than that, it can work really well. So we still have a little bit of time on clan games while I'm recording this video. But there 40 hours left, and we're gonna be able to start awesome stuff as well. And some of these events that are happening is gonna be perfect for me as well as that 2 star bonus. But I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I will see you guys next time.